Hi guys, it's Elite with a new process video. So I'm still playing with my December kit, even though my January kit should be here any day now. And I really love the pattern papers in the December kit. So it was quite difficult to decide to go for a different layout, because all the layouts I created this month had a lot of pattern paper, just because I really enjoyed playing with all the lovely patterns. But I did want to show and also do something a little different, and I'm going back to my mixed media roots. No, I'm just kidding. And just going back to doing some things that I like doing and do quite often. So what I started with is actually watercolor paper, and I love working with watercolor paper. My problem is that I can't find in my local art supply store like a true white watercolor paper, and this one is like a bit creamy, so I don't know, sometimes I don't like using pattern papers that have like true white in them with the cream of the watercolor paper. It's just my own issue. But this printed paper from Pebbles that came in the kit that looks like a newspaper like printout is actually, it's not a true white, so it's a little bit like an off-white, and I thought it would be perfect. And I also like using this type of patterns, so this little type pattern for this kind of pages. I'm gonna add a little bit gesso and just a little bit to the edges, and also because I know I'm gonna add some stain and mists, and it looks different on gesso than it does on watercolor paper, and I really like the difference and both looks, and I love all the texture. So I just made sure that I glued my pattern paper really well to the background, because I don't want it to warp or curl once I add all the liquid stuff, like all the mists and inks. And I also decided to play with the Amy Tan rub-ons that came in the main kit, and because I don't know, for some reason I hadn't used them like before this layout, which is weird because I really love rub-ons. And the nice thing about rub-ons is that they act as a resist. So you can add some mists and inks, and the rub-ons will resist, so you could just wipe the mist and ink off them and they will remain exactly as you applied them. So this is like a very messy look, so I don't care if I get a perfect transfer from the rub-ons, but I have to say that I was pleasantly surprised by the quality of these Amy Tan. I have to admit I had like a bad experience in the past with the Amy Tan rub-ons, and I'm not sure if it's because I didn't use them immediately when I got them. So some rub-ons with time just go bad, if you can say that on rub-ons. But I've had this with a few companies, also with the Dear Lizzie rub-ons. If I don't use them immediately, sometimes they don't work properly. But these ones worked really, really well, and you know, I had to work a little bit hard when I was trying to apply them on areas that weren't completely smooth, so where the pattern paper you know, was cut. But all in all, I got a really good result, and I'm very happy, because it's really annoying when the image doesn't transfer properly. So I'm just playing a bit, and you can already see, if you know my style and you know my layouts, especially the mixed media ones, I really like to use a lot of color, and I like tone on tone. And so here I'm already kind of thinking that I'm gonna have the yellows on top, and then the reds, and then more the blues and aquas on the bottom. So you can see I added that acorn next to the red thing and red thing, that red, it looks like a brush stroke. And then at the bottom I'm adding the, it's kind of like a turquoise color, I guess. And I'm just adding the words here and there, and I like to overlap the rub-ons. And the photos here are, I really like them because they're also very like wide, and I got that when I was actually making a movie on my phone of my daughter when she was singing and playing the guitar. And you can take photos while you're filming, and then the photos have like it's like a really wide shot like in a movie. Of course you can totally edit it that way in Photoshop, but it's nice that I didn't have to do that extra step, and it was just really nice. And I just edited them in Photoshop, like added the three on top of each other like a strip, and then I printed it with my selfie. I've been getting some questions how I print my photos, and since I got my Canon selfie in the summer, I have pretty much printed all of my photos at home. I really enjoy it. I want to scrap something, I just print the photo. It takes exactly 2 minutes, and I also edit my photos in Photoshop, and still it's a very short process. And you know, if I decide I want a black and white photo, or sometimes I will add a few filters to match my like color scheme better. I just really like that flexibility. And also I find that I don't print many photos that I don't end up scrapping. So you see I'm adding mists, and because we got the distress stains in the, whoa, that's splat. Did you see that? I really like that. It's really fun to do. And I made sure that my tips were very juicy of the distress stains. So then when you slam them, you get this really nice, like, well, you see, a splat, splat, a splatter or whatever. But I really like it. So that's the nice thing about the stain bottles, because they come with this tip that they're very easy to apply and very easy to create these that kind of look. But other than that, I added a few more of the distress stain spray sorry, for my stash. And you see I'm going for like a colorful look with all the yellows on the top. I'm adding a little bit of orange, pink, red, and then I go into the blues and just adding more, using some packaging until I get the look that I want. And I think you will see in the close-ups how nice the texture is of the mists and the stains on the watercolor paper with the gesso. So I'm kind of done with my background, and now I just want to add a couple more layers behind my photo. I usually do that when I have such a layout because I want the photo to like pop and not just get lost in the busy background. So I tend to use either a sheet of vellum, which always comes with a cardstock add-on, or a couple of the pattern papers. So here I decided to go with pattern papers, and I'm just lining out the edges using black, this is a micron I think they're called, and yeah, and that's just gonna help frame my photo. Oh, and I also used some of the rub-ons on my photo, and I really love that. I've done that a few times. It's super easy, but you have to be careful. You should cut the shape you want to, like from the rub-on sheet, you should cut only the shape you want to rub on, because the paper that photos are printed on will just, like, it will, the rub-ons will stick to it like really, really well, which is great when you want them to, but not so great when you don't want them to. So just be careful and just cut the image you want to use. But I love adding rub-ons on my photos. It's a really, really great look. And now I'm just thinking what to add from the other like little embellishments. And I end up going, I thought about using this Love, 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 but I end up going with a title using the thickers that came in the main kit, and my title is simply going to be Ella and her guitar. My daughter is really quite obsessed with her guitar. She doesn't actually know how to play, but that does not bother her at all. So she plays it all the time and sings. She sings really beautifully, and she has quite the musical ear. So I really enjoy it. It's like I love listening to her sweet little voice. So I'm just trying to figure out what I want to add, and eventually I decide to go with the Heidi Swap like die cuts that came in the color add-on, because I can just color them to whatever I want and make them really match my background. So that's what you're gonna see soon. And as for me, thank you to all the people who asked, and my good news is that I did pass my exam. I just got the results like today. I'm recording this on Friday, January 9th. So good news to start the weekend with. And yeah, I'm very, very relieved, but now it means that I'm going to the next stage, which I'll have to do some rotations in the hospital, and I have no idea how that's going to be. Hopefully it'll be okay. I have, I guess, some like super stressful things to compare every other thing to. So in my scale, you know, going into the hospital, even if it's here in Austria and I don't know the system and I don't speak the language as well as the locals, I've had much more stressful things. So, you know, I'm just trying to be positive and hope for the best. And I'll try not to expect the worst. The worst is, you know, looking like a complete idiot and, you know, having people look at you like, what are you doing here? Or you should speak German a lot better, or that type of thing. But yeah, that's, I don't know. I'll have to just start and see. So I don't know when I will begin that. I have to now register in a different department in the university and see what kind of schedule they give me. Usually the part that I have to do now, usually the students here started at the beginning of the year. So I don't know how this will work, because now it's almost the end of the first semester, you know, like the winter semester. So we'll see. I have no clue, but I will give you more details, and probably I'll, you know, scrapbook a few of these experiences. So all these changes are definitely making me want to do some sort of like project life type of thing. I've got like a lot of response of people who you know, would love to see my take on it, and to be honest, like I'm quite tempted, but like past experience proved that, you know, I can get like excited about things when the year starts, and then kind of by February it's like, what? Did I say that? So I don't know. I'm waiting to see the February Project Life hip kit, and I'm sure that will motivate me. I do feel like there are a lot of things that I want to document and don't really deserve like a 12 by 12 layout. The thing is that I really love to make 12 by 12 layout. So I don't know, I'll just have to find my balance for this. And I think soon this video will end, and I'm quite amazed that I managed to talk 14 minutes straight. Yay me and my chattiness. So you can see all the bits and pieces that I added, and I'm really happy with how this turned out. I don't think you can see on the photos, but my watercolor paper is slightly smaller than a 12 by 12, so I mounted it on one of the craft cardstock that we got in the cardstock add-on, and it looks really well, because craft is like so versatile and fits every color. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a great week and thanks for watching. Bye.